Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Yes, this is where we're at today, and it's check in and time to do Snap Tap Zap again because when we are trying to shift, we talked about it last week or even yesterday, resistance shows up. And it's okay to have resistance show up. So the question is, what can you do about it? What is it that you're willing to do? It's a choice, right? Moving forward in our careers, in our lives, choosing to have children, it's all a choice. Sometimes we feel like it isn't and that things are being dumped on us, and it's okay. So today, I just want you to start by taking a nice deep breath in. Relax your shoulders and exhale. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect on your progress this week. Have you been able to use Snap, Tap, and Zap to ground yourself, to release the stress, to release the frustration, to release the challenges, and align with your goals as a dad and family leader? Some of you, it's a mom family leader, and that's fine. That's great. Whatever it is, whoever you are, however you're choosing, you are here because you understand the importance of love in your family. The best way that I have learned to be able to lead from a place of love and to be able to listen to my inner wisdom is to pause. Last year and this year, more than ever, I have been able to really pause and ask myself these important questions that I need to ask myself. What's working? What isn't? If we take the time, instead of being stuck in the to-do list, okay, we got to do this, do that, do this, and then we've got these beautiful calendars on our fridge, or we just have it all in the head and we forget some things, or we're putting it in our calendar and we're going through and going through, okay, what's the next thing? Okay, this is done. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? I'm inviting you today to snap, and if you're just joining, tap on the sternum where you have a meridian point as you breathe in and scan your body to see. I just noticed my toes were all crinkled up. Okay, let's relax those feet, relax the shoulders, and then exhale. Just letting it all go. Let's breathe in again. Imagine you're at a train station, relax the shoulders, and blow all the stress, frustration, anxiety, everything happening that doesn't suit you, that you wish you could shift. Blow it into a train that spirals down into the magma. Yes. And burn that up because we don't need that. We don't want to carry that with us everywhere we go. We want to pause and reflect. But to be able to reflect, we need to calm down that survival mode, our amygdala. And someone who's becoming a pro with me, Mr. Christian Mendez. Here we go. He's already breathing. Congratulations. And it's just about doing our very best and take the time to get our head out of the to do list and into our own breath It gives us this opportunity to let go. Are you starting to feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more grounded? Are you feeling a little bit more inner peace? I can see that Christian's having some issues. So when he's ready, he'll be back. Oh, and there we go. That didn't take too long. Here we are. So I was just adding, taking that moment that we just took to ground ourselves, to release some of that frustration. Can you hear us, Christian?
Yes, I can. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you. I wanted to make sure that I was polite and let you finish, as I always jump in midway. And you
It's
know, I really yeah, jump in. You know, there's a lot going on right now
mm,
locally. There's a lot going on statewide. There's a lot going nationally. There's a lot
yes.
going on globally.
And there's a lot happening in your family too, and
Personally,
in the business. So there's
immediate.
so many aspects, and it's so easy to get caught up in everybody else's stories. And it's good to be aware of what's going on, and it's important, in my opinion, to not be emotionally drained by all of this.
That is so key. And let me also
Yes.
those do-gooders, and I love it and I appreciate it and continue and supportive. But listen, you got to start with you. You
Yes.
got to start with you.
Yes.
The helping hand has to start with you first.
Yes.
They have to see, you are going to have to see the
Mm-hmm.
genuine change, and you're going to want to see the genuine change
Mm-hmm.
that you're wanting, and that we're hoping for, and that we're thinking of changing. Because I know I heard you got to release so that you can appreciate more. So I'm a visual. We talked about this.
Yes.
So these are rocks that you've picked up along the way.
Yes.
Now, now what I've learned with our friend here is that those rocks, I've picked them up along the way. I could have made things with them. I could
Mm-hmm.
have discarded them.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to put them in my pockets and walk with.
And it becomes so heavy, and you're not alone. I did it for over 55 years. So I know how heavy that can be. And then you end up with back pain, you end up with hip pain, knee pain, ankle pain, headaches. And of course, that is not what we're all about. But our body is speaking to us.
That's it.
Our
That's
body
it.
is speaking to us. And when you have shoulder, back pain, ask yourself, am I carrying the weight of the world? Mm, am
Now,
I
tapping into some of you guys that are high performers. Some of you say, "Well, you know what? I may have a little back pain, but I've built this, I've built that, I've done this." Listen,
Yes,
we're not one. Congratulations, you are
yes,
now aware of something that is not aligning. You are now
yes.
aware. There's nothing to be defensive about. We
Mm-hmm.
just want to say, a lot of you have climbed those ladders, have
Mm-hmm.
climbed ladders of success, and I say not ladders.
Yes,
We've
yes,
got
many.
many, 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 and that's what we want to go back to.
Yes. We
We
have
want
a
to,
dad,
and
Christian, that follows us, that it was part of the Canadian Space Agency. Wow. And it's so hard to be able to say, hey, I'm a top manager. At 32, I was top of the infrastructure where I was, and now look where I am. Oh, wait a minute. Look where you are. Look at everything you've brought forward with you. Pick what's best out of all you've learned there and apply it today to whatever it is that your new chapter is. And when we change jobs or go from being employed to self employed, having that ability, whew, huge difference.
And we talked about rocks, and so I'll say, because and you can make it whatever you want. You can make it leaves, you can make it sticks. I say stones, sticks and stones.
Yes,
Okay, because we know you can say dirt. People
yes,
throw dirt on you. There's so many things that you say, but here's the thing: we oh God, I feel amazing sharing this with you. You got a choice.
yes,
You can grab a
indeed.
rock and then throw it the other direction, and then
Yes,
guess what? You don't even have to think about the rock that is left behind, that is irrelevant now, or that pound, or the pack of sand, or the leaves, or the sticks, or the traumas, or the naysay, or the self bad talk, or anything else, or
yeah.
anything
The not
that
feeling good enough.
that you no longer want. You've recognized that, so you can let it go. You can release, and it is already away from you. Now here's a big thing. We just highlighted another in the space. I mean, this, from just
Yeah,
the distance.
yeah,
Okay, he's gone the distance, ladies and gentlemen, but he feels certain ways, and you're going, what? Well,
yes.
how could he went the distance? He's space. So I want to remind you that you have overcome, and you've gotten out of every bad situation that you were in or had faced. You have overcome. You're walking, so you learn to walk. You're talking, you learn to talk. We now are relearning the ABCs and what it means, and I'm going to stick to this point. You cannot be. Oof! I just popped into my head. I met another gentleman, that he's going to be joining us in this uplifting men. I mentioned to you guys. He said, and we talked about it. It's a quote: "The best thing you can do for
Hmm.
a poor person is not be one of them."
Ooh, I love that. I have
Oops.
goosebumps all over, Christian. I love them. Is not be one of them, and maybe give them the tool, the skills.
Wait. We said baby steps, right, guys? We said baby steps.
Yeah, yeah.
The teacher's
I just
going.
go.
The
I take
teacher's
off.
going. Yeah, no, and
I'm on a
absolutely. So
rocket.
again,
I'm on
yeah,
a rocket and I'm going,
yeah.
and you keep me grounded here, and I love that because it's
No.
essential.
We
Thank you.
wanna rock it. No, and see, that's the other thing too. And I wanna just quickly. We met. We said, and he said, when I first heard it, I took it the wrong way. I said, I've heard it before, and I've heard similar sayings, but I understood it. He goes, but I had to step away and go, hey, wait a minute, what do you mean? So I'm gonna say, we can't help those. Remember what I said? If I know ABC, or if we know the bad words of a language, can we teach that language to somebody that wants to know? Well, wait a minute. Wait. Let's go ABCs again, right? We're going to go basics,
Yeah.
super basic.
Yes.
So I know ABCDEFG. Can I teach you how to speak?
Mhm.
No. Matter of fact, here's a matter of fact. I know how to alphabet from A to Z in English and Spanish and French, and in French fluently. And you can speak Simone as well. But here's one thing: I can't teach you how to speak English. Can't teach you how to speak Spanish. Can't teach you how to speak French or Simone. I just can't, because teaching a language is different than teaching in marketing, which that's definitely in
It's a
web and
different
graphics
skill.
and all that. So it's a whole
It's a
different
different skill.
industry, whole different, yeah, skill, whole
And it's
different
okay.
knowledge, whole
It's
different
okay.
communication. So that's
Yes.
what I want to highlight. Distance, he went to distance. Christina's been in education, but there were still certain things. So again, we go back to your successes. Celebrate
Mhm.
every success and start thinking, wait, how did, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and start, yeah. And if you want to write it down, absolutely. So
Yes.
that's the whole goal is that I've understood. But and why I was laughing earlier and why I'm laughing now again, because I started thinking about this and it's like this. The best thing you can do for a poor person is
Mhm.
not be one. Now, the more that you wealth, health is wealth, calm is wealth. And that's
Yes.
where we're mentioning that because
Yes.
you don't want to be communication poor,
Yes.
emotionally poor,
Yes.
then you don't have enough to
Yeah.
you your loved ones because you're kind of out there and you're doing and I get it the best you can and we love you for it. We absolutely do. We
Yes.
encourage you to do it, but we encourage you to start here.
Yes.
And we have the choice. But so this is why again I start laughing as soon as I start thinking of it. Because we have the choice in everything that happens.
Yes.
Now, we are accountable for everything.
Mhm.
Again, I'm not going to go far, but
Yep.
if I make a decision, okay, then I choose to how I feel about that decision.
Yes.
Choosing to, and you go, wait a minute, it can't be that simple. Why do you think I'm laughing and smiling? But here's the secret. We don't see it and we hadn't seen it and we've been on that hamster treadmill elliptical whatever you want to call it hamster wheel. Yes
Yeah.
guys, I didn't have a hamster, I didn't have
Or the
pets.
monkey mind. I've heard the
Oh,
monkey mind. I think that's kind of cool, but I don't want the monkey mind, and I'm there often. And that's why I need the snap, tap, and zap so much because I
because
have a
because
monkey mind.
it allows us to slow down,
Yes.
to regain control, and then to start understanding. Wait a minute. So that's it. That's it. It's just slowing down and being conscious.
Yes. Slowing down and remastering our
Oh, that's the
the
next.
snap
See, that's what she can
master,
teach you. That's what she can teach you. And again,
mastering.
remember QR code programs, but focus in regards to how. Wait. We went just from
Yeah.
wins. I get notes from my kiddos, my
Oh,
their drawings that are back. By the way, I have little, bald, but I have these
it's okay.
little gray shadows, and so my baby, she makes one spike, like five spikes on the top of my. I love it. I
It's
get hugs.
beautiful.
I get hugs more.
Oh,
They lay down with me. They lay down with me just to cuddle, and I've been working on thoughts and saying, hey, I would like to have a nap, like maybe have a nap on the weekend with you. And so I go back to these are steps and these are things that I didn't think about or I could imagine before. But not only am I not just imagining, I'm actually living it. And my spouse is,
and you're mentioning it to them. You're sharing it with them. Imagine.
and,
Keep going. And your spouse, yes?
and my spouse is, and yesterday, I've mentioned in the past, we've argued about the same point. Okay, so
Mhm.
perspectives. One person sits here, one person sits here. They're both looking at me.
Mhm.
One's going to see one thing, one's going to see another. One's going to hear
Yes.
one thing, one's going to hear another. We're going to
Yes.
have a little commercial thing that showcases that. I love it. I've shown it before. Here's the bottom line. I heard, I listened.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I failed though, and I failed a couple of times, but
And it's
I
okay.
dusted it off and I readjusted myself. So as we're talking, it was, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, and you don't, no. And so things that I wanted to be supportive, but I started going, shut up,
Mm.
shut up.
Yeah.
Just listen. Now, and again, logically, my brain, in case you guys don't understand, my hijacking brain going, that's not logical. That doesn't even make sense. If you tell her just this, then you might, you can give some logic that might make more sense. Listen, folks, it's emotions, it's feelings, it's okay, but it's only a part. Just as you are starting to, and that's why we gave you the question on what you've accomplished throughout the years. It's been years. It takes years to get things done that are worthwhile. That's why we don't get caught up in the tap, tap, tap generation, on demand generation. It's drive through generation. I get it. Conveniences and these things are there for us to be better and live better lives. But just like a calculator is a full functioning calculator, if I and push equal, wrong, wrong every time. A boat without a captain, without a crew, set on and put on, not gonna go anywhere.
So I have a question
If
for you.
yeah,
How does it feel to be a modern man now? Woo! I don't.
it's actually a revolutionary. I've heard in the last couple of weeks, Sigma. I've heard um, the Sigma. Um, oh man, I think no, not Delta. It was Sigma, and then there's another one. And again, that's how because and I said I don't like to define myself as anything. I'm unique, as we said, as a fingerprint, right? There's no two like me. But also, but also, I really want to raise my standards, and this goes back to thank you for that question, because I said that I allow myself to outperform me
Yes.
because that's not just how much I want it, but because I truly want to share this with each and every one of you, that we can make this a better world today, right now. Your world, I just invite you to take that and go back to you, to pour into you, to be grateful for you, to just I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for those that I don't know. You know what? I'm grateful for those that hate me. I'm grateful for those that love me. I'm grateful for those that look down upon me, those that look up to me, those that just, listen, absolutely. Because without love, without kindness, we're going to continue to, again, we can't build something else if we're doing the same structure, we're doing the same pattern, the monkey brain. It's not going to be different. The hamster wheel, you're not going to get off of it. I promise you, if you go faster, it's still not going to, you're not going to go anywhere. So
Mhm.
I really, really, truly invite you folks to align with yourselves, to take time for yourself, because it truly starts and it's so beautiful as you just slow down and allow yourself to just be comfortable being you at the core, the good. And you say, well, wait, how do I know? There's intrusive thoughts, there's things that you have done, there's mistakes that we have done, just like there's more numerous things that you've done great. And that's why you are where you're at. Many more things. So let's not forget that lies are deceitful. They're deceit. They're aimed to deceit, so you can slow down and choose, okay, what does that statement say? True or false? False. Or let's face it, true, but no longer me.
I have a story I want to share because I think this will really help. Because you started with, in the community, in the state, in the country. And I remember somebody one day came to me and he believed it like it was true in his mind where he had gone. He said, the government will take all our houses away by March next year. This is like 5 years ago. I still have my house. I still have. But at that moment, I had the choice to get into his emotional state and his belief state, or I had the issue to say, what? How can that be? Let me do my own research, or let me just tune in to my body. Do I want to believe this? Well, there's a part of me that really was like, whoa, what am I going to do? How am I going to? If I had been the old Christine, I would have been consumed by a fear like that. Instead of, okay, let's wait and see, is what I was able to answer this person. Well, let's wait and see. Let's check in a couple of months and see where we're at. It's no use arguing. The person is convinced of their truth. It's a truth to them. And they have that fear deeply ingrained in them. So if we're able to say, oh, let me tune in to that for a second here. I'm not feeling it. I don't need to say that to the person, but the quick solution to wrap up the conversation, to was just to say, well, let's talk about it again in March. You know, we were in December and it was March or something. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me. But to this person, it made a lot of sense and they were convinced of it. So we will meet people who have opposing ideas. Let's find out our truths. Let's see, tune into your body. Does your body get all tense? Does it believe that? Or do you need to do the full research to find out how much of it is true? But today on the internet, you can find so many people that say everything they say is true and they're total opposites, right? Even doctors are finding, even like the other day I was listening and it said, the new science says, and I'm like, okay, the new science says this. And
Revisions, textbook. They're rewriting textbooks, ladies and gentlemen. Scientists are coming out and say, "Hey, we were wrong." I like to shake their hands because it's unusual to find somebody in a public space that will say, "Hey, we were wrong." But
yes,
here's the thing, and I'm going to share what we talked about: is you can get and empty your pockets of those stones,
yes, yes,
because what we missed and then what I wanted to make sure that we complete is I can showcase that rock. I can look around for it and showcase, or showcase a similar and then just make the point because that rock had taught me a lesson. It wasn't for me to keep it on me, because if I keep filling my pockets, then not only am I dragging, not only am I having to use more strength and energy. I told you, there are choices that we're making and there are consequences. We can't be ignorant to our consequences because we have already been told, but it also won't give us room and space for the wonderful things that we can put in our pockets, or that we can carry in our hands, or that we can carry in our arms.
yes,
Hug
with love,
somebody,
yes.
hug somebody, hug somebody, hug
And
your
you
part.
know,
Yes,
somebody who loves the hugs, there are hugging organizations. Did you know that? And they
you know,
show up in the train station or the metro station and they wear their t-shirts. Do you need a hug? And they'll give you hugs. So if you're a huggy person and something inside of you is telling you I need to do this, create a group, go do it, have fun, you know?
be patient, be loving, be
Yes.
persistent, be consistent, be accountable. That's the
Yes.
thing. And that's one thing I want to make sure that we end with as well with our friend here, because I want to uplift and I want to. I, there's a movie called The Croods too. If you guys ever watch kids movies and stuff like that, and he said their last name is Bettermans, like just like before in the olden days used to be the Smiths, blacksmiths, and then
Yeah.
and so that used to be the Steels. They
Hmm.
work in steel. So I still remember his last name. Of this guy that had developed technology in his caveman era, right? Silly things, funny things. He was, his last name was Betterman,
Hmm.
so that was who he Betterman. So I really want to equip each and every one of us with a little betterment, a little
Yeah.
betterment. If you want to make it a little betterment, you want to take it whatever, a little betterment, whatever way you want to do, but make and I'm laughing and bringing this up because it's truly here's the thing. All of this for what? all of this for this every moment every moment of your life. Like, that's how you truly can live, and you choose to, and you can now, instead of, and trust me, nothing has changed outside. There's no magic wand that I'm going like this with, and there's nothing that has changed in my background.
Oh,
Simply,
oh, your magic wand is
oh yeah.
snap, tap, and zap. That's the magic wand that we're using. We're calming the fear factor. And the rock, somebody offered me a huge rock about houses, and I said, this rock's not for me. And that's okay. If it had been for me, I would have taken it and I would have done what I needed to do for the next steps in my life. And it's that simple. And thank you, Christian. I sorry I cut you off, but we're already over our time.
No,
We
no,
had
no,
so much
absolutely,
fun chatting
absolutely.
today.
So much fun. You got dreams, you got goals, get out there and make action.
Yes.
Start.
And if you
Have
want
a
to
great
share in
day.
the chat, how do you reset when things feel overwhelming, when you're stressed? We use Snap Tap Zap. Maybe you have another technique that would help others, that would be super supportive for them. So share it in the chat, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I will eventually get to them and read them. See you tomorrow as we continue this amazing journey, and let's enjoy.